Hi and welcome to Unity tutorial of a maze game. Okay, you can see this guy and the other old man, they're just hanging around, but this little guy here would like to get out of the maze. But there are obstacles on his way, those boxes. If he dare mistakenly hit any, that's what happened. Okay. I don't want to keep doing that. Okay, let's see if he can get out of the maze anyway. So it's now on his way out of the maze, trying to make his way out. Let's see. It's going towards the maze is kind of like complicated for him to get through. Let's see if he can make it. And yeah, let's see. There's an obstacle. Ouch! That's going to hurt. And another one. Let's see if he can. Boy, you have to be careful. See that, guys? So what I'm going to do is, if you guys really want this tutorial, I'll be very happy to put it together. But this is just an overview. If you want it, then I'm going to have to put it together. Okay guys, let's start a new maze tutorial. I'm going to start by clicking on new. And I'm going to select 3D. And let's go in here. Just enter maze _ YouTube. There we go. Click on create. Okay guys, my development environment is ready. The first thing I will do is I'm going to go straight into the hierarchy, or you can always go to the games and select 3D, then you select plane there. And I'm going to make the size of my plane. Come here where we have the transform. I'm going to change that to 20 by 1 by 20. That is fine. But I intend to add sort of like a pattern onto this plane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here, right click, and let's go to create folder. And that folder, I'm going to call it texture. As you can see, the folder looks empty. It is empty with a gray edge around it because there's nothing in it. So I'm going to come here where I have my texture. I intend to use the floor pattern and the brick. So let's select both. Select this and just drag them both straight into my texture here, the texture folder. So I now have something inside the texture folder. As you can see, the color of the folder has changed. Let's create another folder. This other folder, I'm going to call it materials. Okay, and there we go. So let's just call that material. Oh, I already have a material, but I need to create a folder called material. So let's create a folder and change the name of that folder to material. There we go. And this material you're looking at, I'm going to change the name of this very material. Let's gently click on it. I'll change that to pattern. And let's select this folder, this material that I've just created. I'm going to drag it straight into the folder called material there. Now I'm going to create another material. I'm going to double click in there, right click on this, and let's come in here, grab a material, call that break. There. Alright. So the first thing is, let's select this folder, this material called pattern. Come right here. You see where we have the albedo, click on that. And that's the pattern that I wanted. Double click there, the pattern is there now. I'm going to drag that same pattern and just drop it right here, there, on my plane. Now that of the brick, select the material called brick. Come right here where we have albedo, click on that, and let's select brick. And that's all. The brick is already there. Now that the pattern is ready, let's come straight to the gizmo here. Right click and let's select top. And let's zoom out a little bit. There. Okay, so that we can see the pattern. That is the pattern I intend to, or that's the pattern that my maze is going to just take the form of that very pattern. So the first thing is to draw out that pattern. I will come here, the hierarchy, select the hierarchy. Let's create an empty game object. This empty game object, just gently click on it and let's change the name. I'm going to change the name to maze. There. And right click inside this maze and let's go to 3D object. Let's select a cube. There's a cube in here now. If I zoom in a little bit, look at that. That's the cube. There we go. That is the cube. And this very same cube, let's change the size of this cube. So I'm going to come in here, change the x-axis to about, I think 20 might do. 20 looks a little bit too much, but that's okay. We can always take care of that. Let's take off about 15 from it. Make it 15. And there we go. 15 looks like ideal for it. Yeah, that is fine. Maybe we make it 16. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is come in here and let's right click, select free, so that we can see how it looks like. That is how the cube looks now. The cube that is called, it's just called cube anyway, it has no name. Now, this same cube, I'm now going to grab my material called brick, grab it and just drop it right inside the cube, or you can always drop it here as well. The choice is yours wherever you want to drop it. There we go. Now take a good look at my cube. You can see how it looks. It's kind of like look distorted. So let's find a way to get it to look normal. So I'm going to come straight to the properties here and let's look for, I think we should select this. Let's select the material. Let's look for tiling, this very one, and I'm going to change that to about, let's go for 4. Let's see how that's going to look like. No, not this one. Undo. I meant to take care of the motion tiling. There we go. Look at that. Let's see what 3. That is how 3 looks like. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad. But the thing is, the brick kind of like look a bit too wide. So I'm going to come here, change the scale. Let's make it about maybe 0.4, and let's see how that's going to look like. Right click and let's go to the top. Yeah, with 0.4 that is not too bad neither. Alright, now let's continue with the design of the maze. So I'm now going to copy that, Control D, and just drag, and just press Control D, drag it and place it right there. Well, I'm even kind of like looking, maybe I should just make that, let's see, what shall we, maybe we should change it to 0.6. 0.6 might looks a bit more better. Yeah, 0.6. I'm going to set it for 0.6, and let's reduce this to about maybe 11 and just drag it that much. Position it properly. I'm going to change this to 0.6 as well. Alright, so it's coming up gradually. Alright, so let's copy this very one here. So come right here, just right click, duplicate, and where we have rotation, I'm going to change that to 90 degrees. There we go, that is it. Move it this way and take it right up there. That is fine. I think we're going to have to add a little bit more. Make that 21. That might not be enough. 23. Let me take it up. That seems to be too much. 21. Okay. That's a little bit short. 22 might do it. 22. Yeah. All right, that is fine. Now we need to repeat the same thing here. I'm going to copy this, Control D there, and let's change that to 0 degrees instead of 90, and let's bring it right here. That way. Add a little bit more to that. Okay, let's set it for about 24 and just move it this way. Now Control D, copy, bring it up here. Yeah. Okay. But one thing is, I'm not satisfied with the width of this pattern. Okay, I'm not too satisfied with it. Looks like my cube might need to be increased a little bit, so I'm going to come in here and make that 0.8. Yeah, let's move this and see. Okay, 0.8 looks like it covers it a little bit more. Or maybe we just leave it as 1. Okay, let's go back and just change it to 1. 1. Okay, it's now 1, but here the y-axis, I'm going to make that about 8. Right. No, that's the wrong one. Undo that. Select all of the cube and change this, the y-axis, to about 8. Or maybe, let's say 5 for now. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now the next thing is, I'm going to copy this very one, Control D, bring it right here, push that up. That's good. Yeah, that's very good. That's fine. Now grab this again, Control. Now, maybe you should grab this. Let's look about the same size with us. Control D and bring this right here, and let's make that 90 degrees. There we go. Right, that's looking good. All right, this looks about the same size with this. Grab it, Control D, and bring it right here. Push it down. Yeah. Okay guys, so that is how you create your maze. So I'm going to repeat the same thing here. So let's come in here. It's going to take some time, but at the end of the day it's worth it. Control D, bring this up here, take it down a little bit, and increase the size of that to about 25. 27. Take it up. Control D, bring that here, and let's add about, make that 40. Take this up. Maybe we should set it for 42. Right. Okay, that's coming up nice. So make this one Control D and use it to cover that up. What size of this? 42, so we'll go for 42 here as well. I think it's we need a little bit more. 45. No. 50. Yeah. There. That is how it's looking. You guys might not be able to see what I've done so far, so I'm going to just kind of like turn it around so that we see. Let's go for 3. Alright, look at it. That's how it's looking nice, coming up nicely. Okay, let's go back to the top. Alright, grab this very one, Control D, and take that up here. So, and so on guys. I'm going to have to speed this up, else all you'll be looking at is just me saying Control D and moving the cube, moving the cubes around. So I'm going to have to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay guys, it's almost done now, apart from maybe this. Let's just copy that, Control D, and just bring it down right here. There we go. Right, I think the yellow lines there, we may have to put something that is that we can destroy there. Okay, or something that will give way. That is fine. So I'm going to just run it and let's see how that's going to look like for now. Then we take it from there. So let's run. We'll change it first to free. Okay, that's how it's looking. That's good. Now run. They won't be able to walk around the maze yet because I'm going to need to grab something from the standard asset. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into the Unity archive. So let's go into Unity archive right here. You see with the Unity 2018, I'm going to click on that and I'll look for Unity 2.1 or 1.2, something like that. I should be able to see this. Yeah, this very one. Let's drop this down. I should be able to get standard asset there. No, there is none. There may be 1.2. Let's scroll right down here. Yeah, let's try this one out. 1.2. Come in here, drop this down. There we go. That's it. I have standard asset here. I'm going to download that. So let me minimize this so that you guys can see. That is it right there. I've already downloaded it. Okay, I mistakenly download to. I don't need to stop this one from downloading. So that is it right there. Let's show the folder wherever it was downloaded. That is it right there. Now we're going to add that straight into my system. So let's minimize all this. So to do that, let's go back into my system here, come right here, and I'll just right click. Let's go straight to, let's come in here, import package, right there, customize package. So I extracted it all in here, so let me just grab it anyway. So the ones I'm going to need is going to be let's grab the environment. I need the environment and that of the character, but let's grab the character first. And that is the character coming into my system now. That's the character. All I then need to do is I'm going to click on install or import. But let's see, let's check out what I might not need. Okay, right here I've noticed 2 of the C# scripts. You see this very one, simple activator menu. I'm going to uncheck that because I know that's going to give me an error. And there's another one, you see the force reset. I'm going to get rid of that as well. I don't need those 2. Let me just look around. So I've unchecked those 2 C# script. Talking from experience, I always have error with them. So there they are, 1, 2. So I'm going to click on import. There. Okay guys, the first stage of the standard asset is already installed. That is it right there. So what I'm going to do is I just want to go into the character. You see where we have first person? I'm going to grab that. I don't really need that, but I just need to use the first person controller to walk around the maze. So I'm going to grab that. Let's drop it maybe somewhere here. There. And I'm going to run it now so that we can just move around the maze. You guys will then see what I'm talking about. Look at that. Okay, let's go in here. Is there any other way out? Yeah, there's another way out here. Look at that, guys. Yeah, that is nice. See that? And that's it. Oh, that's blocked. Let's see if there's any other way out. There's another way out here. So that is it for the controller. So I'm going to stop that. Let's stop it. there. So but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, let's go back in here. You see the first person that I controller, I'm going to uncheck that, the FPS controller, just uncheck it, disable it for now. And I will go back into the character and let's go to third person character and grab that. Go to the prefab, grab the third person, and I'm going to drop it right there. Grab and just release it there.